Hello. Happy Halloween. Now, I'm actually quite proud of this because I was looking for hair inspiration for what braid I was going to do for this video, and I saw one of Allison's hairstyles and I was like, hair inspo, period. And then I just started thinking, I'm filming on Halloween. Like, I'm gonna do the hair exactly like her, and then I started thinking more about it, and looking more at her wardrobe and everything about it, and the specific costume that I'm doing, now this, you've actually seen on the channel before, in my Queen Charlotte finale reaction. By the way, if you haven't seen it, and want to see it, go check that out. I did the entire series of Queen Charlotte. But so this dress has been on the channel before, but it's just too, like, the puff sleeves and the green, it's just too quintessentially perfect and so Alicent. And then this little contraption that I, engineered, is actually, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. It's kind of a little close for, like, me deciding this like 30 minutes ago. It's a little kind of close. And then this necklace too, I didn't even realize. So here I am. I guess I'm cosplaying as Alicent from House of the Dragon this Halloween. I'm probably gonna take this off. We'll see. All that aside, so this is my look for today. This is my braid hairstyle, my look. We are going to watch season 2, episode 4 of Anne with an E. So I just want to kind of get right into it. So let's go. This is not good for Anne's relationship with Diana's mom.
You were to be practicing lessons, and here I find you engaged in perilous, senseless, whatever this is.
We were practicing lessons in a way. We're studying the poem.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna appeal to Miss Barry.
I will be heard.
Ooh, very interesting. That makes me look at Miss Barry a lot differently. And all of her strictness or uptightness. She wants very badly to, like, actually be in control of something. Because it seems like the rest of her life she's not in control of, and she has a controlling, husband. But, like, the patriarchal system and marriage in general is controlling toward women. Like, she obviously doesn't have a lot of agency or autonomy or say in decisions about their household, their finances, etc. So if the one thing that she can have a say in is being a mother, raising daughters, then makes sense why she's so particular about it and why she gets kind of so out of whack when things don't go her way. Because it's like yet another thing that she just can't control.
But romance is not appreciated anymore.
Girl, try living in 2023. That's all I have to say.
It was a good few days ago.
Good try, Matthew.
Gallivanting around like nothing bad could ever happen in Avonlea.
Ooh, Marilla is traumatized. Okay, yeah, I forgot that the Grifter storyline ended at the end of last episode. That makes sense.
It was too peaceful in here.
You haven't left the house in days.
Oh yeah, because you got
All right, thank you.
fucking owned.
Despite the glare from the gaudy drapes you seem to have spent our nest egg on.
She spent your nest.
I'm sure I don't need to remind you that I purchased these strips before you lost our money. Around the time you attempted to steal our finances and trust that you were going to make us rich.
It is not in the least surprising,
Would you excuse us for a moment, please?
but it is always just shocking. You know what I mean? Like, it's not surprising.
We'll never return.
The gall, the gumption,
We're stuck here.
of course. But wow, does it just gobsmack me every time.
Well, you flit around all day doing nothing.
Again, am I surprised to hear those words out of his mouth? Not for a second. Not for a single second. I'm not surprised to hear a single word out of his mouth of this content. Of this character, of this caliber. Is it so preposterous that I just have no other choice than to be shocked? Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually liking seeing the Diana's parents' relationship. I think it's a really good insight into, again, married women. And don't do that.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
They knew each other in school? Like Gilbert and I knew each other in school.
Matthew's been waiting for you this whole time.
Ruby is too funny.
Did you ever go courting, Matthew?
I can't say as I did.
But did you ever feel the ache of love in your own heart?
I wonder if Marilla isn't the one.
I want...
If you're having
feelings. About
Not me!
I mean, yes, her. She says, not me, girl.
Girl. This girl is delusional.
I wouldn't say that girl's the most reliable narrator.
And you know what? You're valid for having that assumption.
She's just a friend.
Yeah,
But it's literally the girl you were.
Act like a muck.
Yeah.
Be a man. I am. Only a boy can't admit when he's gone over a lady.
Period. Period.
When a boy start danger right now.
Hey, no.
Classic men. They'd rather, I don't know, like, poison themselves with liquor than, I don't know, be honest with themselves about their emotions. Like,
I'm not sure a dress made by Marilla will make people think of money.
that was a read. Okay, Anne.
But after his brother Michael died, that was the end of everything. That changed the course of all the Cuthberts' lives. And Matthew, he went into that barn. They never came out.
But the thing is that Anne doesn't realize is that she's bringing love into his life. You know what I mean? Like, that may have been missing in his life for all these years since his brother died, but now she's bringing that back into his life. It doesn't need to be a romantic love to get love. Even though romantic love is, of course, a little different. But, I mean, it's not like he's a total loner anymore, or doesn't have any, you know, relationships, doesn't socialize, all that stuff. Like,
if you can't be finished in Paris, you will be taught at home. It's time to learn to be proper ladies.
And poor, like, what, like, for what?
Isn't that something? Changing the world, are we?
Yeah, well, no fucking wonder. Oh, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Oh my god. No fucking wonder he's gonna look at that and be like, women are so dumb and useless. If that's what women are taught to do. They're essentially taught to be useless. Marilla's taking this hard.
Do you think that's going to make for an easy winter?
There is indeed gold in Avonlea. 150.
Did she feel responsible, maybe? Like she got swept up in Nate's charms?
I didn't blame myself. I brought them here. I locked them in.
I love their friendship, their relationship.
And his brother, who was a pacifist, who went to war only to protect greedy Anatoly, and who in death.
And is too susceptible to these things. Also, a tiny bit, like, have you not learned? I think there's going to be conflict with Marilla specifically. Because she's like, why can't you see that things can be dangerous? Because, like, this is a recipe for disaster.
I think broken things have such a sad beauty.
Period.
After years of stories and triumph and tragedy infused into them, they can be much more romantical than new things that haven't lived at all.
I knew Marilla was gonna walk in on this and be mad.
How many times have I warned you about speaking to strangers? And Italians at that.
It's not Italian, and
you can't just go around inviting strange men into the house.
Okay, Marilla's doing a little projecting, a little bit of scolding herself via Anne, I see. But see, these things are so harmful for children. It's very obvious to the outside viewer that that's what Marilla's upset about. It's not about Anne, but she's taking out her anger on Anne. But, like, kids don't understand that. And it's really up to the parents to explain that. And they so rarely ever do. And... this does not feel...
Darling. Jeannie. Have you heard of a calla lady?
Ah, yes. That's what Matthew would be writing about. Calla lilies.
She says childhood is over. But how can you be done having a childhood when I've only just begun? Oh, Anne. We've only just learned that our friendship has been sentenced.
How many times has y'all's friendship been sentenced to death? You'll be okay.
Is there a ridiculous, hateful book that teaches boys to be men?
If there was, it wouldn't help me.
What do you mean?
Nothing. Sorry.
Maybe he's... I thought that last episode too. I thought that that might be a thing. Oh my gosh, that looked very genuine, like two besties. Oh, but as for the hateful thing, you know what? Maybe it's just society. Like I don't even think it needs to be spelled out for them. You know what I mean? Well, all of it's societal anyway. I mean, the constructs that women are taught are societal as well. I mean, what did you expect though, Matthew? It's if you refuse to like engage in that, not that it's okay for Anne to invade his privacy like that, but the meddling like makes.
I want to tell you.
Oh God. Oh Jesus Christ.
It's not right.
I wasn't trying to go behind your back. I just... You can't live a life without true love.
It's not your affair. Madeline.
It's not.
Jeannie. Folks, what you did. It's not right.
Wow. We have never seen Matthew like that. Ever. That's really, really crazy to see. I mean, even crazier for Anne, I'm sure. And I'll talk about it then, but I did get triggered by that.
Don't stare when someone is scolding their child. It's extremely rude.
See, the finishing's going well.
Oh!
We'll be married to fishmongers before we know it.
The purveyor of just casual, mundane misogyny has been introduced, and I am hating it.
What's wrong with Mr.
I mean, I love it, but I hate it.
Is he sad that people lost money? Is he sick again? His heart?
It's none of your business!
I was very, like, episode 1 Anne of her. But Diana's dad, I'm like, you are making my shit list. He's gonna be the fucking unholy trinity of Nate, Mr. fucking Phillips, or whatever the fuck his name is, I don't give a shit, and Mr. Barry. Notice how they're all men? Anyway. Yeah, the breakdown is real. I relate. I would probably be doing the same. Because even watching that scene, I literally got, like, I think my body language probably changed. I got triggered. Things resonate differently for people who have been abused or neglected or have had trauma or childhood adversity. They just do. In a way that's kind of cool because it's somewhat of a universal understanding or language.
Have you ever hurt someone so badly that they couldn't love you anymore?
He does still love you. But I completely understand why she is afraid that he doesn't. But again, I'm sure to the outside eye, that doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like, I bet a lot of people watch that and are like, what? Or, like, think she's so dramatic or so, like, it would even go as far as to call her, like, crazy or, you know, things like that. But again, it's just, like, you have to have experienced this type of stuff, I think, for the most part, to, like, really understand it right off the bat. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't need more explanation. Her reaction alone is enough for me to go, oh, I know why you're feeling this way. I know why you're acting this way. I know why you think this.
How come no one loves each other anymore?
I'm sorry.
Okay, good. Good. I was about to be like, Miss Mary, please. Please. Use this as a good moment, a good opportunity.
I'm so sorry.
Yes! Ugh, another win for the women.
Women.
Because that in her mind too, because she saw that like her behavior was rubbing off on Diana. That's the reason why Diana was acting the way she was.
There is too much stress and anger in this house. If we don't stop being enemies and start speaking to one another, we're going to ruin our girls.
Period.
And what is it you would like to talk about, dear? What would you like to force me to say aloud in front of you? That I'm a fool?
Oh.
That I'm ashamed that I've made a huge mistake?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, yeah. Well, and it is just projection on his part, right? Like, it is the societal and gender roles that are imposed on us that lead him to have the anger towards her, or to take out his anger on her, or to belittle her or condescend her. Because he feels belittled and condescended in the role of being a provider and a man and the man of the house and the protector. So ridicule her on her raising of the children and her homemaking and things of that nature.
And that together with what Mrs. Lynde told me about when Michael died and how hard that.
I can well understand all that. I just wish you hadn't done it.
Matthew's so simple. He's like, yeah, I get why you did it. I just don't want you to. Ooh, that is not what Anne needed here. But again, to Matthew, this is such a non-starter. It's nothing in his mind. To Matthew, nothing actually happened other than him being like, girl, you shouldn't have done that. And like a little bit of scolding and being a good parent, generally speaking, and expressing himself. It means nothing about the way that he feels about Anne or their relationship. It changes nothing. But to her, everything's changed. So to him in this conversation, he doesn't understand that. So he's not acting like anything has changed. Because to him, it hasn't. She's... I'm sorry, I know this isn't the time, but she's stunning.
Her brutal mother just threw her out. Open this door!
Period. Watch Gilbert, like, know how to deliver the baby, because he was his father's caretaker. Not the same thing, but medical knowledge, who knows?
Ruth, I'm Gilbert. Your water's so broken.
Girl, with the lack of sex education they have in this community, in this town, Gilbert, I feel like, is about to be shook.
Keep that white man away from me!
Oh.
I know. This pasty fella trying to come at you. I was not sure when I met him neither. He'll talk your ear off and don't know.
She was probably raped by a white man, and that's his baby. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I swear I'm not a child. I'm sorry.
Your baby's breech.
Woo!
I'm gonna need to adjust it.
You're gonna need to adjust it? Come again?
Hold on to me.
They're trauma bonded for life. That's Sebastian's wife.
I was a breech baby too. And I lived to tell the tale.
Gilbert is just so in tune with other people. I mean, I guess if an entire fucking baby is coming out, you can get a hand in there. You know what I mean? you can maneuver that. Hopefully that can, you know, heal some of her trauma, or at least add better experiences on top of negative experiences.
Wouldn't mind having one of those struggling, wailing little fella.
See, he's thinking about it already.
I didn't want to know about my birth. I wanted to know about my mother. So I asked my father.
She died in childbirth.
She died giving birth to me.
Yeah.
Sorry. My brain is slow.
No!
It's alright.
I don't know. Something about the way that he said that made me so sad.
It's a powerful thing to have done someone wrong when you truly didn't intend it.
That's a good point. Oh my god, is he with Jeannie? Period.
I would, yes.
Period. He just needed to push over the edge. I don't know, this isn't maybe the best
I meant to write you back.
messaging for Anne, though, because she's gonna be like, well, it worked.
It took Anne so long to get here, and
You want to spend the time you have left with her.
Ooh.
Quite honest, I felt overwhelmed when you did respond and compared me to calla lilies. She does have a way with words.
But that's also, you know, it fits into my thing about, like, he does have love in his life now, and it's
You can go
Anne.
back if you like.
And it also fits into my theory that he's definitely gonna die. The time you have
wouldn't mind
left.
seeing that through, if you got the time.
Oh. No, can we have a little bit? Oh, can we have just a little bit? We live a little! You can be a dad and have a little love. Oh my god. No, I don't know. It's so... so wholesome and lovely. This is sick and twisted. Just gut punch, gut punch, gut punch.
I just don't want you to miss out on love.
I don't know how you could think that I don't have love. I have you.
One for each. It's like a matching broken heart best friendship necklace, or yeah. I'm still like I'm still like tearing up over the Matthew scene. How could you not think I have love? I have you. Jesus. Period. That was a really good episode. That was the best episode of the season so far, probably. See, once the grifters got out of there, I'm living. I'm living for the continuation of the storylines that we have seen. The main storyline that I think I take away from this is definitely Anne's insecurity in her relationship with Matthew. And I got triggered during that scene because having dealt with so much mistreatment and abuse, like, it's triggering to get, especially someone that you do have a good relationship with, being mad at you or scolding you or disciplining you, especially if they haven't before, and especially if this is the first time you're seeing them in that light. It is really scary and really triggering. And like, what Matthew said or did wasn't wrong at all. It really wasn't harsh at all. It was very reasonable, very calm, very level-headed. So I can see why to a lot of people that might not make sense. But to me, I'm like, no, because this is a lifetime of trauma for Anne. This is a lifetime of trauma that's bringing up this fear, this insecurity, this shame, this, trauma. It is bringing up all her trauma in a very real and tangible way. And a lot of times I don't think people understand, but like, getting triggered like that or breakdowns like that, at least in my case, and I know a lot of other people's cases, it's not even just the one thing that triggers it. It's not the one situation that triggers those feelings. I feel everything that's ever happened to me, like, at once. And that triggers like a meltdown, a breakdown, a spiral. So even being reminded of a feeling can cause you to go back and feel all the feelings, all the times you've ever felt that way in your life, like, all at once. And it's extremely harmful and damaging to the psyche, not to mention the nervous system. It's not it. Traumatized brain. But I completely understand. Like, I was right there with her. I knew why she was thinking the way that she was. I knew why this was so upsetting to her, why she was so scared. I definitely relate to that. That's one of the things that, like, I like about this show. I definitely am able to identify with things without it needing to be explained to me. I think the show overall does a good job of showing, not telling, in general. But even more so for someone that has similar experiences to the characters, it's just very implicit. Like, I understand. You know what I mean? I get it. I made that point earlier that, like, the life of a recluse or just an emotionally stunted man who just shut down completely after his brother's death is not the same Matthew and not the same lifestyle that he's living now that Anne is in his life. Of course, him and Marilla probably always had, a connection, though it was probably complicated and made distant by that shared trauma. Oddly enough, it can actually weaken relationships a lot of times as well. So, like, even though they've stayed together, emotionally they might not have quite as much as maybe they used to before this tragedy happened. So taking Marilla out of it, like, you look at Jerry, I just feel like ever since Anne's come into the picture, both of them, both Marilla and Matthew, have become so much more connected to community, to other people, have opened up so much, have felt so many emotions, have really gotten love in their life, brought love into their life, like, big time, that they really haven't had. Love seeing more of the Barrys. Their family dynamic is interesting, and kind of like working backwards by knowing Diana first, and then seeing a certain side of her parents that's not necessarily positive is interesting, because then you get more of a, like, full rounded whole picture of the family unit, which was very wholesome by the end. The gender roles and dynamics that are introduced just by that relationship alone in that marriage are really interesting and really valid and worth talking about. So I'm glad that their relationship has done that. And yeah, both of them are very, complex, flawed characters, obviously. But I do understand where both of them are coming from in the grand scheme of things. They're both, like, not in the greatest positions. And again, that's, like, societally imposed on them. Gilbert and Bash, still love them. They're a good duo. I don't know what the point of, like, just having Gilbert deliver a baby. I guess just for him and Bash to bond, especially over the childbirth. Something about the way that Bash said that. What did he say? Like, he was slow or something? I don't know, it just made me really sad. God, something about this dress and me crying. I just, again, Queen Charlotte reaction. That went crazy. But yeah, no, it was really good to see them work together as a team. They're both just such good men. They're just both such good boys, men, guys, dudes. Guys being dudes, but in the good way. They're guys being dudes in the good way, not guys being dudes in the Mr. Phillips, Nate, and, sorry to say, occasionally Mr. Barry way. You know what I mean? They're just both so, their minds, they're so emotionally intelligent, they're so in tune, they're so empathetic, they're so giving. They're such, that is the true epitome of, like, a protector and provider. Emotionally. Girl, they're hard workers too, and they have many other qualities in addition to that, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, that to me, I'm like, that's protection. That's providing. Whereas, like, you know, whatever financial thing so many men fall into the trap of, like, thinking is providing protection. Or love, or, you know, support. It just simply is not. The emotional respect and support is so much more important, is so much more valuable. It's, like, not even funny. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, if a dad's always gone because he's trying to, like, work to make money for his kids, like, great, you're trying to financially provide, but if you're literally an absentee father, like, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. Marilla, bless her heart, she's feeling so guilty over that. I hate seeing Marilla like that. You know, Matthew, like, I was immediately fell in love with him, and I always liked Marilla. I never didn't like Marilla, but I don't know, there's something about Marilla to me that she gets me. I just love her so much. I just think she's the best. I mean, they both are. The Cuthberts! They continue to outsell, okay? But yeah, no, her feeling guilty about that, her kind of flashing back to her optimism or her romance, clouding her judgment. I think there's definitely going to be some conflict recurring with Anne's optimism and Marilla's cynicism. They're at odds for sure. But yeah, I love all these characters. I love everything that's happening. Oh my god, I just quoted a video of mine from when I was younger. Maybe I'll put it in.
I love the weather and everything that's happening.
I love everything that's happening, but I do. I love everything that's happening. I love them. Complex, layered, multifaceted characters. Good people. Good things happening to good people. Trauma being healed. What's better? What could be better? Alright, so if you like these videos, again, I am gonna say, definitely comment, because that's the reason why I do this. I wouldn't make these videos, I wouldn't be sitting here right now if I didn't get any comments. Literally. Legit. The Patreon will be linked in the description below, with all my full reactions to Anne with an E, so uncut, unedited, watch along the full episode with me. If you're interested in that, definitely go down to that link and check that out. I loved this episode. I can't wait to see where it goes. I just love these characters. I love the show. And I, can only assume it gets better from here. I will see you for Anne with an E, Season 2, Episode 5. Bye!